How you doing? All right, this is the Cinemassacre panel. I'm going to bring up some more people here. Ryan from Screenwave. This guy helps Cinemassacre happen. And then we got Bad Luck Bootsy. And then guitar guy Kyle Justin. And for the love of fuck, Bear McCrary.
Yeah.
What an intro.
Yeah. Cool. So, yeah, I got nothing planned. So let's just do Q&As. You got Q's, we got A's. Let's go for it. So, should any of us introduce ourselves just to start it off, just for the fuck of it? I guess. Like, I guess.
Who the fuck are you?
Sure. Well, all right. So I'm the fucking nerd. Yeah. I do stuff. I don't know. Bootsy here.
I'm Bad Luck Bootsy. I make dick jokes, basically.
Yeah.
My name's Bear McCreary. I write the occasional tune or orchestral score for said nerd.
Yeah.
And what else? What else, though?
I do little stuff like Walking Dead, or 10 Cloverfield Lane, or Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., Battlestar, other stuff. But I did the AVGN movie.
Yeah.
That's right.
I'm Kyle Justin. I've done some tunes for James and doing set design for him currently and a bunch of other things.
I'm Brian Schott. I do Talk About Games with Mike, and we also do the Cinemassacre live streams.
All right. So yeah, who's got the first question? Yo, what's up? Yeah.
Some of my favorite nerd moments are moments in games that are just so baffling.
Yeah.
When the Rainbow Street Catan turns back to Brawl, when the games that are mated. Have there ever been some, when you're playing a game for the nerd or otherwise, you encounter a moment like that that would have had a good moment, but you had to fuck cover it for some reason? There wasn't enough time, or because it was a joke.
You mean something that didn't make it in?
Yeah.
Okay. The question is if there's any part in a nerd episode where there was some crazy moment in a game that just didn't make it in for whatever. I don't know. I don't think so. I think usually if it's crazy enough, I make sure it makes it in. But on occasion there might be something that doesn't quite work out. Sometimes for a technical reason. That's the only thing I can think of. So yeah. All right. Hey, right over there. Oh, what's my inspiration? Oh, for like anything in general. Oh, I guess films. I mean, really the most inspirational film to me, I would say, was King Kong, because of the effects that they did in that. We're so ahead of the time. Yeah. Hey.
Do you ever plan on moving to like PS2 and Xbox games?
Do I ever plan on doing PS2 or Xbox games? Yeah, I would hope so. I just never got around to it yet. I did a few of them, I think, but no,
Rocky?
still, I'm mostly my comfort zone, I guess, is the old games. But I do plan to move to some newer stuff when I get the chance. Yeah, right here.
What made you and Doug Walker agree to do the battle between the nerd and the critic?
What made me and Doug Walker agree to do the battle between the nerd and the critic? He just got in touch with me and was like, hey, you want to do this? That was pretty, I mean, I don't have a really interesting story, unfortunately, but I was a fan of his stuff. I really loved the movie stuff, because I'm a big movie buff. So I thought it was great. It was a really fun time, and we will cross paths again and again. So, yeah, good guy to work with. Hey. Top 5 Mega Man robot monsters. Anybody want to jump in here?
Not me.
Metal Man.
I was going to say Metal Man. There you
Sorry,
go.
dude, you're too slow.
Nice. You got one? I'm sure you got some.
Yeah, I love the music on the Flashman stage, so I'm gonna have to say Flashman. That's a
Yeah.
classic.
I think we're all just gonna pick all the Mega Man 2 bosses. Yeah. So sorry to get your 5 there, but there you go. Yo, what's up?
You and Doug have gone on to say that you're both fans of the Ninja Turtles. I just want to know, what do you think is the best and worst incarnation of them?
The best and worst incarnation of the Ninja Turtles. Oh boy. Well, all right. Well, the best I would say is the 1990 film, which I still think is a great movie. Yeah. Yeah. It was very close to the comics. I feel like it was very in tune with the comics that inspired it. And the worst incarnation, the Blue Line special. Anybody know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What about the Pizza Hut album? Coming out of their shells?
Coming out of the shell.
Well, coming out of their shells, I have some affection for. I can't help it, but yeah. Oh, I haven't gotten to see it. The Nickelodeon one, right? Yeah, no, I haven't had a chance. I'm still trying to see more of the other series, the one that came in between, after the, after the next mutation, but like, you know which one I mean, right? Yeah. All right, so right here. Oh, some advice for building up an old school gaming collection? Yeah, I don't know. It's just something that happens like over time. It's a slow process. So I guess it's expected to be slow, but just concentrate on the ones that you want to get. I guess make yourself a list. What you really want. What's the most important ones. I hear it's getting harder nowadays, isn't it? Because like the games are becoming more and more obscure. So
They're more expensive on eBay, I think, largely because of you.
well, I hope I haven't raised the price on Jekyll and Hyde or anything like that.
You have.
Oh, no. Need to lower that price. Right here. Oh, yeah, how about everybody chip in on this one? I mean, mine is probably going to be, it's probably got to be the Zelda franchise. Yeah.
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 Mega Man, easy.
Nice.
I like baseball games, so I really love MLB The Show, but also, thank you. But also, I heard the new one sucks, but and I haven't played it, but I really love the Tony Hawk games, like the early ones especially.
Yeah, I'll say Zelda franchise as well.
I'm really in love with the new Street Fighter, so I'm gonna definitely have to say the fighters. Yeah.
Cool. Let's see. Let me try to get somebody far back. Let's see. Right here, waving the. Yep, of course, of course. Yeah. Filming location tours. What's the #1 film location that I haven't been to that I want to go to? That's a really good question. Yeah. Oh, I don't have video of it, but I took some pictures of me on the Exorcist steps. That's in Georgetown, not too far. The other one that I haven't been, I mean, my #1 was Mad Mad World, the Big W, which was crazy that I had an opportunity to go there. That was just like a dream come true. That came out of nowhere because the people who own the property just happened to be fans, and that was just like a once-in-a-lifetime chance. So I feel like after that, I just can't top that. So I could come up with a bunch of others, but I can't actually, I don't think I have a favorite off the top of my head. But like one that comes out is the Texas Chainsaw Massacre house, which was moved actually. They moved the whole structure somewhere else. Yeah.
I can't believe you shot that whole Mad World video on an iPhone.
Yeah.
Because it looks great.
Oh, nice. Thank you. Right over here. Oh, first game I played, or first game I reviewed? Oh, okay. If it was the first game I played, it would probably be a game on the Odyssey 2. It would probably be not very exciting, but Cryptologic or something like that. That was a long time ago. But favorite game I reviewed, because I usually review horrible ones. So I'm gonna say Mario 3. Off the top of my head.
Yeah.
Yeah. Actually, let me ask everybody else a question, because it's like everybody asks me questions. Like, what's your favorite nerd episode? So if you raise your hand, then I'll come to you. What's yours? You seem to have a lot of fun being Bugs Bunny. All right. Nice. Yours? Atari porn? Atari sports. Yours?
Football.
Okay. Yours? Yeah. Yours? Nice. Yours? Yours? You? 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 Sorry, this is too fun. You? You? All right, one more. You? Nice. Awesome. Thanks, guys. Woo! All right, straight back, straight in the aisle here. Oh, yeah, you. How long does it take to film one nerd episode? It depends. On average, I would say 40 hours, which is like an average work week. So, hey, I can't complain, But they can go over or they can go under. But that's about average from the writing to the editing. It's, Hey, right here.
How often are you able to make a nerd episode these days?
Oh, how long does it take to make one these days?
How often are you able to make one?
Oh, how often am I able to make one? That's a good question. I think obviously less often because it's tough for many reasons. Like one reason is that I want to make the episodes good. Like I don't want to because there's been over 130. I think it's probably almost like 140 of them now. So I'm like, well, if I'm going to make one, I don't want to retread over the same type of thing. I want it to be fresh. I want it to be good. So I want to take more time on them. The script part takes a little longer for me now because I'm always like, I'm my worst critic. I'm not satisfied until it's good. And also, it's like having a daughter, it makes it a lot tough when, she can hear things. She repeats everything she hears. And that makes it a little difficult. So I have to really, the scheduling of them is a little tough. I got to work around, a very strict, amount of hours. So, and it's hard to work when she comes in. She goes, "Daddy, play with me." I'm like, "Oh, I'm so sorry, baby. I gotta do this. I gotta
James,
talk."
what is the worst thing she has said to you?
The worst thing she has said to me.
I want to know what she's actually said.
The worst thing she has said to me. I'm trying to think. I'd probably have a good answer, but I can't think of something right now. I don't know. If I think of one, I'll come back to you. There's probably a whole Rolodex of things. Hey, right here.
So, big fan of yours, nerd, but this question is for Bootsy.
Yes.
Kind of MAGFest 2, so currently playing through Battletoads. As you beat it, I got some tips for playing through.
Oh, you want tips? I thought I worked very hard to make those. Yes, I think they're out there. I think those tips are out there.
That wrong. I thought he said he wants tits. Tips.
I'll see what I could do. It's a short order, but 11 and 10. Let me think. 11 and 12. You said, right? What do you? What one was 10? I'm trying to think. Is that the one with the? Oh, that's the worst. That's the worst one. I really have no advice for you other than to practice, and don't stop. And the angrier you get, practice even more. I guess that's what I had to do. I couldn't beat it easily. I had to keep going doing it over and over and over. Oh, I wouldn't. I would go back to it every few days or so, but it took me a really long time, and I felt really bad about myself. But I did it, and I feel great about myself now, and so and you will too,
There's something really funny about beating the game and then being able to talk about it in front of a room full of people about beating Battletoads.
Well, I remember a couple of years ago we were at Too Many Games. And somebody asked you or Mike, do you have any tips for beating Battletoads? And Mike was like, oh, Bootsy actually beat Battletoads, and the whole room erupted in applause. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, where am I? What's it?
It may be.
And so that inspired me. I'm like, oh, I should videotape it, I guess. If that's what people want to see. And so here I am.
It may be the hardest NES game, at least of all time. I know I made a list before, and I put Jekyll and Hyde at the top, but apparently, Mike beat it one time without me. We're gonna have to solve that one soon. But apparently, it can be beaten, is what happens. So, and Battletoads obviously can be beaten too. But it may. I think the list may change a bit. I think Battletoads may be the hardest ever.
You know what? I actually think Silver Surfer is actually a little harder than
think so?
Battletoads. Yeah, it took me longer to beat that than. Yeah, somebody agrees with me.
Yeah. Oh, sorry? When you hit the ceiling, you die. When you hit the floor,
you die, you die, you
hit
die.
the walls, you die. You touch this, you die. Touch that, you die. You die, you die, you die, 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 die.
That's the angriest I've heard you all weekend.
Yeah.
Talking about Silver Surfer.
Yeah, right.
All right, hey, right here.
What's the most expensive game you ever had to get to make an episode?
What's the most expensive game I ever had to get to make an episode?
That's an easy one.
Oh, the Pat Contry one, right?
Nintendo World Championship.
If you go with that one, except that was Pat though.
I know.
Nintendo World Championship was all Pat, but that was the most expensive game to ever be featured in an episode. And not only that, but the gold and the gray one. So
How much?
yeah.
Walk us through. How much did he had to get a loan, or is he open about how much he had to pay for that, or?
I don't remember offhand. I don't want to get it wrong, but it was a lot.
Yeah.
It was definitely a lot.
Yeah.
But the one that I probably paid for that I used in an episode, trying to think. I know that all the Atari Jaguar CDs added up because none of them worked. That would be as far as consoles go. As far as games go, I remember Super Noah's Ark at the time was the most, but I think one of the either Halloween or Texas Chainsaw Massacre on Atari, those were pretty rare. So yeah, it's somewhere. I'll think of it later. Hey, right here. Yeah.
Which episode did you have the most fun writing?
What episode did I have the most fun writing? I'm going to say The Nerd Stole Christmas because all the rhymes.
Yeah, that was a good one.
I said at the panel this morning, I'll say it again. What turkeys worked on this murky mess of monkey jerky? Some quirky jackass from Albuquerque?
I gotta say, even though the game's so bad, it does hurt me seeing you destroy them. How do you really destroy those? Or?
About destroying games. I'm so much about film history and game history that I just can't bear myself to destroy things. So most of the time, it's not really the game. Like a lot of times we fake it. But there are instances where I'm trying to think when I really did destroy something. There was a Super Nintendo in Mario 3, in the Mario 3 episode. And I remember that was like one that, because you know the Super Nintendos, they get yellow and they get brittle over time. And this was one that was actually broken like on arrival. It was like actually already broken. So I broke it in the episode. It was like, okay, look, it's already broken. Winter Games was one instance where I melted a cartridge. But a lot of times what I do a fake label. So it's not the same game. But even when I destroy the actual plastic cartridge, sometimes I take the board inside the game, I'll take that out and I'll still save it. Things like that. Nintendo World Championship, obviously, not real. Did somebody say something over here? Oh, the 32X, yeah. Well, that was the 32X. It's a piece of shit. Yeah. Actually, I got that thing for $2.50 at a flea market. There were two of them. Somebody gave me two of them for $5. So, and it didn't work either. It was actually already broken to begin with. So.
Also, Bear, I gotta ask your involvement with Battlestar. How did you get involved with that?
Yeah, Battlestar Galactica was my first job. Actually, it was my first job right out of school, and I was working as an assistant for the composer who scored the miniseries, and that was very successful. And when it went on to series, he was doing a bunch of features, and so the producers let me do 2 episodes while they went and looked for somebody real to do their show, like not a 23-year-old kid. But then after those 2 episodes, they were like, "Why don't you come on in and let's look at the 3rd episode?" And I went, "Okay." And then after that, they went, "Why don't you come on in, let's look at the 4th episode?" And I went like that for 4 years, and I ended up doing 75, 80 hours of storytelling on that. But it was an incredible experience. I mean, it changed my life. Thank you.
Cool. I got a question. On the Nerd movie, we actually had you play a zombie in one scene, and you know, you did Walking Dead. Was that your first time actually being a zombie?
Yeah, that was my first time being a zombie and getting to like be on camera doing something like that. That was a blast. And when I put it on Twitter, everyone's like, "Dude, you're in Walking Dead," and I'm like, "No, I'm in the AVGN movie, guys. It's way cooler than that."
Let's see, right at the end, right here in the front. Yeah. Did I ever have legal threats from a game company? I don't know if LJN comes back from the dead.
Seriously, dude.
No, nothing's ever actually happened yet. No legal threats. But it is difficult sometimes on YouTube, with Nintendo especially, with content ID matches, that a lot of game companies are really strict about how you use footage or audio, especially audio a lot of times from games. So it is a totally different situation on YouTube nowadays. So that can be difficult. Hey, right here, I think you had your hand up in the second row. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay, basically to summarize sort of the question is just how it's like marketing rules everything, that the more the indie games are having a little more trouble than, the bigger companies to continue putting out games. Yeah. Oh, just to like put the spotlight on more like indie type games? Oh, I'd love to, yeah. Like, I'm all about indie films and, indie games, but I think a lot of times, I guess the focus always does come to like the more major titles that everybody knows, but it is great to always put the spotlight on something that not everybody knows at first and try to like, because like now we live in an age where there's so much stuff out there. There's so much film, there's so much games, there's so much media in general that you need more curators to sort of like, sort of tell you what there is out there and like, introduce you to more things. So yeah, I hope I can keep on doing that, do my part. Luigi.
Oh, yeah. I'm a little recent fan of yours. I only started watching in the last year, but I shotgun literally everything. I love the hell out of it.
Mm-hmm.
My confusion is in that episode where Kyle turned into a skeleton.
Mhm.
What's up with all of that? It seemed to come out of nowhere, and then you brought him back to life.
Yeah, well, he wasn't in it. That was sort of like,
You asshole.
yeah. That was sort of like a reaction to like, over the years, he hadn't been in an episode for like a long time. I think, I'm gonna say it was Crazy Castle was the last one, 2010, and then we brought you back 2013 for Ikari Warriors. So it was like a 3-year gap of no Kyle in the videos. And I think for a while, a lot of people were asking like, oh, where's Kyle? Where's Kyle? And we thought, okay, well, let's actually play with that and let's use that as part of the plot and let's bring him back, that he's actually been behind the couch for so long and he's not been fed or anything, so he's just a skeleton, Yeah. Here. Oh, how'd the futon get fixed? Yeah, I don't know, a new futon. I don't know. Actually, tell you the truth, it is the same exact futon that's always been there for every, pretty much since the 2006 video. So that futon is still kicking. Yeah. One of these days it's gonna break for real, and then I don't know. I don't know what to do with it if ever it does break, because it's history. So I don't know. Who would want a futon that's all broken? Here you go. What does the nerd care about these days? Well, let's see. I don't know. As far as life is concerned. Wow. I think the nerd is. Let's see. He's. he's sort of acknowledged that he really is attracted to terrible games, that he's like flies on a piece of shit, that he just always is like, I think, even though that's kind of come full circle in the film, but but you can't ever let a character come completely full circle. Like he always has to have a new journey somehow, or else it's all over. So if the nerd's going to keep going on, I think he's always, we're always going to keep exploring that sort of weird relationship that he has with these games that traumatized him since he was a kid. Yeah. So, hey, right here. Is there going to be any more bullshit episodes? I hope so. Yeah.
Yeah.
See. When I do bullshit episodes, I usually do them in a batch. It's just a batch of bullshit, when they come out. So when it eventually does happen.
Are there going to be any more monkey cheese episodes?
Oh my God, I would love to. I'd love to. I want to do Monkey Cheese goes to Chuck E. Cheese. That's what I want. Let's see, somebody I haven't gotten to. I'm trying to think. Right here. Hey, you. Yeah. What game console has the most sentimental value? Oh, gee, I guess it's pretty easy. NES and Super Nintendo. I would say if I had to pick one of those, probably Super Nintendo, because I was the most aware. I was the most in tune at that moment of what's going on. I don't think ever since that moment I've been so much, at the head of the game. Really, it was.
I'm actually interested in everyone's answer on that.
Go for it. Yeah, Ryan.
Yeah, I definitely think the NES is the most sentimental to me because I just remember it, being a kid growing up, all these games actually coming out for the first time and just how big they were. Like, we had hype about Mega Man 3. Imagine that. Like, it was a new title.
Yeah, I would say NES. I remember driving my mom crazy for it and writing notes and, dude, please get me this, and just she wanted to kill me. So
the wish list.
I have an older brother and an older sister, and I used to have to share the Nintendo with them, but I think they kind of went away to college, I think, when Sega Genesis came out, which I had, and so that was like my own, and that's the most sentimental, Sega Genesis. Right.
Yeah, and it's Sega Genesis for me too.
Yeah.
Although the NES definitely up there, but it was a Genesis house. I mean, what can I say?
Right here. Hey. What advice would you have for an aspiring filmmaker? That's always the hard one, but there's a lot of ways I could go with it, because it's more like a book. I could write like a book. I hope to one day, actually, to tell you the truth. I'd say just like, love what you do, because it's a lot of work, but if you love it, then it's all good. So if you already love it, then you're already, one good step ahead. Anybody else got some good advice?
Yeah, I would like to just extrapolate on that, for aspiring composers or aspiring artists of any kind, that if you love what you do so much that you do it all the time, what I found for me is that I was obsessed with writing music constantly. It's all I ever did. And then at one point I remember waking up and went, holy shit, someone's paying me to do this now. Like, when did that happen? Yeah. But it really, it happened so gradually I didn't even notice, because I would be doing it constantly whether there was a job to do or not. I would write music for myself, I'd write music for my friends, and then jobs started to happen, and by the time I got started on Battlestar, I already had my whole team of collaborators ready, and I just said, hey guys, we're doing another thing, only this time I can pay you, and it's awesome. So yeah.
I echo that sentiment. I write songs all the time for myself, and then one day my friend calls up and says, can you write a song about a pink dream phone for me? Or a song about a board game called Tornado Rex, maybe? And then what do you know?
Yeah, I would say you love what you do. I'm kind of going to go on that. When you love what you do, you just continue to do it, and that's what makes it happen.
I definitely think it's important to find people who enjoy what you enjoy and to form a community. No man's an island, and if you get together with a bunch of people, you're definitely going to learn things that you never learned before.
Also, another thing, I think, do it out of love and don't do it for attention or for vanity either, because that's a dangerous path to go on. And you see a lot of that, unfortunately, with YouTube personalities, I guess, who are doing it just for the attention and not for the artistic value, I think. That's why I could say I appreciate what you do, you know, as a friend or whatever.
Oh,
I think there's
thanks.
a lot of, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
I'll also add that just like as a total fact that like, you know, if anybody's ever thinking, like if you ever feel like, you know, you're doing stuff and you feel like it's not getting seen, like, you know, you're doing something and like, you know, not enough people are seeing it or it's not, you know, something's not going the way you think. That was me. Like that was totally me. Like, you know, like when I was starting and everything, like when I was doing all this stuff, it took a long time for it to really, like for something to catch on. Like this was just sort of like long before, you know, the nerd and everything. Like it was just like constantly doing stuff and always thinking like, oh, I don't know if this is going anywhere. But then in hindsight, I was really just having a great time making all that stuff and just being artistic. So as soon as you're doing something and you enjoy doing it, you're already there. So you're doing it. Yeah.
Yeah.
And you wait years and years and then something will catch on. Yeah. Right here in the aisle. Yeah. PewDiePie? I don't have anything against PewDiePie. I mean, I've honestly never seen, you know, much of the guy's videos. I'm sure I'd love him. I don't know. Well, why? What do you think? Oh, okay. No, I'm down with him. Yeah. Hey, what you got?
It was a perfect segue after that. I was going to ask this whole time, this season, will you sing Tornado Rex?
Oh,
Wow.
Yeah, dude.
Putting you on the spot.
I'm trying to remember the lyrics.
Acapella Tornado Rex.
Tornado Rex, get ready for the ride. Tornado Rex, you got nowhere to hide. When the devil calls your name, you better fucking abide. Thank you. That's the first time I've done it, I think, in 6 years. So.
Yeah. Wow, that's awesome. All right, let's. Oh, way in the back. How about this? You way there. Yeah.
Is the Pope? Is that the Pope?
Oh, we'll get you right after him. Yeah, go ahead. Go for it. No, you're good. Okay. Whoever wants to go, go for it. Say one more time. Really far away. Any more Bootsy in AVGN?
Right. I've never been.
I actually never thought that till recently. Like the thought did cross into my brain once. I was like, you know what? Well, can Bootsy fit in the AVGN? I don't know. Like I've thought of it. If I find a way to make it happen, to make it work right.
I was supposed to be years ago. Do you remember that?
I do. Go ahead, go for it. Yeah.
I don't know what you had in mind, but you asked me if I could play Jesus Christ in a.
But it honestly, and I would do anything as long as it's funny, like as long as it makes people laugh. But the ideas for it wasn't funny enough, and I was like, all right, well, you know, lots of things get scrapped, you know, like if it's just not up to par. Yeah. Bane.
Myself and everybody else in this room wants to thank you for the days, time that you put in to create such a great YouTube channel for us to enjoy.
Oh.
Wow.
Well, thanks a lot. Yeah, great compliment there. Thanks a lot. But yeah. Oh, his birthday? Nice. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Yeah. Thank you. Well, glad to keep you guys entertained. Yeah. Let's see. Who haven't we got? You want to pick somebody, Bootsy?
Oh yeah. Let's
Maybe-
go way back there. There's a black sleeve waving. Yeah. That. Yes. Yes.
Oh, what do I think of John Tron's content? I've seen a few of his videos, and I've really enjoyed him. I think he's got a really funny personality, and he's really great to hang out with. We had him over. We had him in some videos before, yeah, he's a really fun guy to be with, and you know, he's really on. You know, he's always like his personality's going, but when you're talking to him, he's really down to earth and a really cool guy. Yeah. Yeah. Let's go a green hoodie down here. How much fun did I have during the Power Pad scene with Mandy in the movie? I've never been asked that, but it was a lot of fun. Yeah, no, we all had a great time doing some of those scenes where we improvised a little bit. Yeah. Yep. Right here. Nathan Barnett, Keith Apicare, would I do anything more with him? Absolutely, anytime. He's hilarious. He is hilarious and also dangerous and terrifying at the same time. You never know what he's going to do. Yeah. And again, another guy who's really down to earth when you sit down and talk with him. And I mean, he's got a character and he goes with it. But when you actually know the guy, he's really kind. Yeah, you right here? Yeah.
How did you get Black Nerd to appear in your movie?
Oh, Black Nerd, Andre. He was awesome. He auditioned for us actually, and I didn't know him beforehand. Before the audition, I didn't know him at all actually, but we really loved his audition. He was really funny. Like I remember specifically, we hand him the game, and like I tell him, like, you never want to play this game, never play it ever, and he goes, oh, and like looks at it and then goes, well, now I gotta buy it. Like there's that little like switch that he does. Like we really love those inflections that he gave to the character. So, yeah. So we hired him. Yeah. Let's see. Oh, right here.
How do you come up with the inspiration for characters like the Glitch Gremlin?
Oh, how do we come with characters like the Glitch Gremlin? A lot of times it really just has to do with the game or whatever it is we're doing. If we're doing a game, it's about glitches. So actually, I was sitting there with Kevin. Kevin came up with that idea where he was just like, hey, you want me to be a glitch gremlin in it or something? And then I thought about it. I was like, no, I actually have really limited time on this episode. I got to get it done really quick. I actually just don't have a lot of extra time. But that's really funny. And then I thought about it. I was like, God fucking damn it. Now I got to do it. And it was such a good idea. It was such a good idea. I had to do it. And I worked like overtime on that one. No sleep, nothing. And it was just like, it was such a great video, though. Okay. Right here. What do I think of censorship when games are localized here? What's an example? Anybody know? Okay.
Like religious content, yeah.
I did hear about that at Castlevania.
What about Mortal Kombat for like Super Nintendo?
Yeah, I mean that was the Mortal Kombat thing seems so moot to me because with the second game they put the blood in it completely and it was like kind of they realized the mistake. Does it happen in games today still? Because I know. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I know. Like I remember the time when there was no rating system. I remember those days, and it was just like you never knew. Like anything just kind of went. But then Mortal Kombat, Night Trap, and certain games. As far as I just haven't seen a lot of it, I guess. But yeah, you're right about the Castlevania thing. That I heard about that. Like they changed things. Yeah, sorry, I don't have a good answer on that one. Anybody? All right. I just see hands. I'm just trying to think. The green sleeve, maybe, right here. Green sleeve right here.
No one has a green sleeve, apparently.
Well, not anymore, but he did. Okay, holding the iPhone right over here. Oh, there's a bunch of people. Go ahead. Yeah, you. Yeah. Can we all sing it? Well, they might sing it with you. So.
Okay. Yeah, we can go. Okay. Yeah.
Okay. All right, go for it. Start off, Kyle.
So just like an acapella.
Yeah, we got some acapella. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's gonna take you back to the past to play some shitty games that suck ass. He'd rather have a buffalo take a diarrhea dump in his ear. He'd rather eat the rotten asshole of a roadkill skunk and down it with beer. He's the angriest gamer you've ever heard. He's the angry Nintendo nerd. He's the angriest Atari Sega nerd. He's the angry video game nerd. Woo!
Nice.
Well, at least I got to say something. Or sing something.
Right here in the front. tips on to start being a video game reviewer. Let's see. I don't know. I mean, it's funny because that's what I do. So I'm trying to think. Like, I would say the script. I mean, put a lot of effort in this. Don't suck. Okay, you got something short. I would say put a lot of effort into all three stages. Put a lot of effort into the script writing, into the shooting, and the editing. Just like everybody's style's different though. It's like everybody's got their own thing, so it might work different for everybody else. But I know that I have to spend a lot of time on the scripts, especially nowadays because it's tough to come up with something new. So yeah, I would just when you're writing the script too, one big kind of thing is to think about like how many times you're writing it in past tense and how many times in present tense. Like, are you actually writing it as if you're playing the game right now? Like, as if it kind of creates the illusion. You're actually playing it at that very moment and reacting right off of it. Or if it's past tense where it's kind of like a review format where it's kind of like everything's all kind of regurgitated. You're talking about one topic in the game and then you move on to the next one. So it's all your thoughts are organized into certain steps. So it's like a lot of decisions that you make like that in the writing process. Yeah. Boy, let's see. Right in the aisle, right here. Right here. Yeah, hey. Yep. Oh, advice for haters or negativity?
How do you avoid it?
Oh, how do you avoid it?
Don't
bottom line
read
is
comments.
You can't. That's the bottom line. It's that like no matter who you are, you're gonna get negativity because like you could be like a total nice guy and like not say anything bad about anybody.
I think you said, how do you deal with it? I think, yeah.
Oh, how do I deal with it? It's just like it's just like it's gonna
Therapy.
happen no matter what.
A lot of
So,
therapy.
you know what I mean? Yeah, it just happens no matter what. So I just like don't pay attention to it. I guess that's the best advice I can give. For anybody doing their thing is just fucking ignore it. If you like doing what you're doing, just fucking do it. Yeah. Right here. Yep. Okay. Yeah, Ryan.
So I had seen.
What'd you do? How'd you get involved in AVGN?
So I had seen like the
This guy
first
says cash.
5 or 6 episodes of it, and I was inspired by what James did. So I decided to make a website, and I contacted Kyle, and I said, hey, this is awesome. I made this website. Let's do something. And we did, and then it's like 10 years later now. So it's pretty crazy.
Yeah, I got involved. I heard James put out a video on YouTube, and it was getting really popular. And then he started there. I saw a theme developing with it, and I was like, okay, this needs a song. And so I did the song, and that's how I got involved.
Yeah.
That's how I got involved with it. Yeah.
I had known James for many years before, and I've been a fan of his other film projects before, The Angry Video Game Nerd. And I'm proud to say I think I was the first, Mike and I were the first to see the first episode of The Angry Video Game Nerd. And I'd been a fan of your movies for years, but I knew at that point that was the best thing I think that you had done, because I thought it was really sincere and really brilliant, and I'd never seen anything like that before. Now it's like commonplace, you go on YouTube, it's everywhere, but that was a purely original at the time, and I loved it, and we were very encouraging for that, and I have yet to be in an episode, I think, of Angry Video Game Nerd, but...
We'll have to work on that one.
If you need a Jesus Christ, I could do, you could do that. Thank you, well, thank you.
I got involved after a couple of years. I was watching it for maybe 2 or 3 years, and it was just so in love with the character, and I just watched it all the time. I'd seen every episode a dozen times, and I finally realized, like, I owe this guy something. Like, I can't buy enough T-shirts to pay you back for the enjoyment that you've brought to my life. So I just wrote an email just to the website, And I just said, hey, I'm a composer, and these are the things I've done. But if you ever need anything really unusual, or something more orchestral, or something a little more epic, like I would love to collaborate with you. And I wasn't expecting to hear anything back. I had no idea that you were even thinking about making a feature at the time. And we started emailing, and then I did the Christmas episode that year. I did the How the Nerds Stole Christmas, and brought in a vocalist and did a cool, it was such a cool episode. It was just so musically, the musical narrative was so complete. And then you mentioned, you're like, yeah, I'm thinking about doing a movie. And I thought, well, go on, that's interesting, and then it evolved from there.
I think it's amazing. I mean, it just is, to see an established artist. You never know who's watching. It's just incredible to see someone like Bear. Like we got a message from Justin Roiland of Rick and Morty, who's been a long-time fan. I see Rick over there somewhere, I think.
I was a fan of Rick and Morty before he even brought that up. I love that show.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh yeah, Justin Roiland's a fan. I'm like, oh, and he donated to your movie. I'm like, are you fucking serious? Then I watched
in the credits.
I watched the credits to my own movie. He's in there. I'm like, oh my God. If you've seen the movie, the credit scroll's like 10 minutes long. Yeah. But speaking of that, actually, when you were talking about the whole stories, when I brought up the idea to the movie originally for you, what did you think? Like when we first
You pitched me the idea, and I think you might have sent me the script.
Okay, yeah.
And I was like, oh, that's cool, but it'll never happen. Like, I was just like, there's no way. This is all gonna, get trimmed down. And not only did it happen, but, we sat down early on, and I was like, okay, well, like, the ways we can do this are the following. And, like, one way is, like, the super cool little synth score. And the other way is, like, the super cool synths with a full orchestra on top. Like, we go Raiders of the Lost Ark with this bitch, right?
Yeah.
And I was like, that'll never happen either. And then it did happen. I mean, it was really cool seeing you guys, like, keep those resources separate to do a really cool score. It was at every step of the way I learned never underestimate James. That was like, that should have been the hashtag for that whole movie. It's like, if James imagines it, he's gonna find a way to make it happen.
Yep. Nice.
It's true.
Cool.
The craziest email I ever got from the website was from this little guy named Notch, and he's like, hey, I'm making this game. You may have heard of it. It's called Minecraft. That was the weirdest one we ever got.
Oh, he tweeted out the trailer, actually.
Yeah, he's a huge fan.
That's awesome, yeah. Both times there was a trailer, he tweeted that out.
Yeah.
Right here in the front. Yeah, what's up? Whatever happened to Shippickle? We'll bring him back somewhere. I don't know. We'll work him in. We got to bring Monkey Cheese back. Got to get Bootsy in an AV Jan episode. Got to do a lot of stuff.
Yeah, that's right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Wasn't he playing in Vegas, actually? Shit Pickle, wasn't he in the movie? Didn't we see him on a marquee?
He is.
So he's been in Vegas for a couple of years.
Yeah, there's like a few times where he appears in the film. Yeah, it's like we snuck in little things. Yeah, that's right. He's been performing in Celine Dion.
Yeah, with Celine
Did you imagine that performance? Yeah.
Duetting with Celine Dion in Las
Yeah.
Vegas. That's what Shit Pickles up to.
James, I love Monkey Cheese because it's the only opportunity we have to see you rap.
Oh, yeah. Monkey go boom.
Yeah,
Hey, right here. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, how much did I want to piss people off with old school gaming? Oh yeah. Oh, the AVGN Adventures game. Like, it's because I didn't actually like design it, but I like would approve it, and obviously it's going for that old school NES, like pisses you off and everything. The game pissed me off, so I'm like, all right, if it's pissing me off, then it's doing something right. So, yeah. Yeah. But I hope you enjoyed it though too. It's one of those games where like you have to feel good when you actually do get past a really difficult part. Yeah, and the second one's coming out too.
Yeah, it was playable at PAX South.
Actually, just recently I was playing the second one because they were looking for approval on parts of that one. So. Oh, like when it comes out or anything? I'm not sure yet, like when like actual releases and everything. But I mean, I know we said before like it was going to come out in the winter, but I was like, I've seen so many video games get rushed out in time for the Christmas shopping season. It's like, let's not do that, Let's actually just take the time on the game and make it good instead, Yeah. not to repeat the errors of the past.
Be ironic.
Yeah. Let's see, who hasn't gone? Hey, right here with the ball cap. Yeah. Oh, yeah. You
All right.
go for it.
There's a lot of hats.
Mm-hmm. Something I want to see more in horror films these days. This may sound stupid, but just something good. I don't know. I don't know what good is. I just want to be surprised. I know a movie It Follows was actually I thought pretty original. That was a pretty great idea. I thought. I got to see Crimson Peak. How was it? Just wanted. Oh yeah, I haven't seen it yet, but I wanted to see that though. Yeah. So let's see what else we got. Hey, right here. Yeah. What's up?
Throughout the years, yeah, this is the same hat, yeah. I try to take it off, but then, like, nobody knows who the fuck I am, so that I have to keep it on.
I didn't know that either. So that's the same hat.
Yeah, yeah.
Cool. Hey, right here.
Oh, let's go Mets. That's right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Strange or interesting theories I've heard about board games. I posted a lot of them on the site. If you want to read them in depth, some of them are really creative and really funny. And then like a lot of them are like right on the money, and then other ones are really like, oh yeah, that's cool. I never thought of that, you know. So I think they're too hard to summarize, but they're on the site if you dig into the blog a little more. They're like look for board games fan analyses, and people have submitted a lot of really cool stuff. Yeah. Let's see. Right here. Yeah. What I do for breaking out more popular? Sure, yeah. The short answer, what helped me break out, what helped me, like videos become popular, was YouTube. It was really just like like that was the first time I ever seen anything like that. And I've seen a progression, like when I was making films way before that, you'd submit to film festivals blindly. You don't even know what they're looking for. They all kind of have the same generic thing. Just looking for original films from original, ideas, original filmmakers. And then, you'd pay a fee all the time, sometimes like, $40 or whatever it is, and you send it a VHS tape out to some festival, and you never hear back. And then it's just kind of like, it was kind of depressing, and it was just go through that all the time. Then there was a site called studentfilms.com that was like, look, no matter who you are, you just send the tape in, and they'll put it on their website. And you would pay like $1 per minute. So you had the 12-minute video. Like I had Cinemaphobia, and it was 12 minutes at $12 for a year, and then you can renew it. You send them a VHS tape, and then I guess they take that tape and they digitize it, they put it online. And this was like when broadband internet wasn't even that old at this time. And they put it on there, and then, it's on the site, and you're like, wow, that's great. You could tell everybody like, go to this website and watch my film, and you get, like 4 comments or something. But that was awesome. I was like, oh my God, people commented on this video. Then YouTube came out, and then it was like, whoa. Now it's like not only do you upload it for free, but more than 4 people comment on it. And it's like, holy shit. So YouTube just changed the world.
I want to say something else as well. I remember signing into MySpace and seeing on the home screen where any single person who signed into MySpace saw the exact same thing. and it was check out this video, and it was the first episode, Angry Video Game Nerd, that you just recently uploaded to YouTube. I'm like, holy shit,
That was
this
kinda
is
crazy,
crazy.
yeah.
Everyone, you remember that at all? It was
Yeah,
like,
I do remember
at
that, yeah.
that point, it was just,
Yeah.
that really helped. Oddly enough, MySpace was very instrumental, I think,
Yeah.
in that.
And
So
who
that
knows
was one.
MySpace
Who knew? And it's still around, right? I think that you could still. Yeah. I wonder how much spam my profile is sending out right now.
Yeah. Right here. Yep. A game that I had a really hard time trying to get a hold of that could have stopped the video if I didn't get it. That's a good question. I'm sure it's happened. I'm trying to think. Oh, gee. Anybody think anything? I refresh my memory.
Yeah,
CDI was tough, but I still managed to get them. I can't think of a moment when a video was totally canceled.
You had trouble getting a working Jaguar CD. That was a big fight.
That's true. The
Yeah.
Jaguar CD took a long time, and then it didn't even really become an episode. It became eventually we did a James and Mike for Highlander on the Jaguar CD. So it didn't even it wasn't even worth it. Is what I'm saying. Yeah. Let me check how much time I have for just a second, because I think I want to tell you about. Yeah, I know it's not best not to look. Oh yeah, I think we. Oh, it's probably.
We
probably
started
soon.
late, so we got a
started
few,
late, okay.
5 more minutes.
But I wanted to tell you about something just because everybody's here. It's really early in the process, so I'll announce something official soon. But it's in the works. I've been working on it, since the winter. And I guess to start it out is I'm a hoarder. I have lots of shit. So I have tons and tons of things. Like whenever I do a nerd episode and I have a script and I have storyboards and all kinds of notes on it, I'll save that, just put it in a filing cabinet. Anything I can save, I'll just save, because I always think, well, you know what it is? Somebody's, the Ninja Turtles 3 movie review. Do you remember when I took the sword and I smashed the VHS tape? Yeah, somebody wrote me an email and was like, hey, do you have the pieces of that Turtles 3 VHS tape? Because I would gladly take that if you would send it to me, if you have it by any chance. And I was like, well, no, I just threw it in the garbage after that. I didn't think anything of it. But that always stuck with me. I was like, the saying, one man's junk is another man's treasure. And ever since then, I've just saved lots of stuff. And I have props. I have, costumes. I still have the Bugs Bunny. Yeah, I still have the Bugs Bunny costume that Mike wore in the Bugs Bunny birthday blowout episode, and all these things. It's still covered in shit a little bit, but I just have all this stuff, and it's accumulating. I got to get rid of it, especially after the movie, after doing the nerd movie. That's what I'm gonna do. Yeah, so basically, I have all this stuff. The buildings, the monster destroyed in it. It's I have all this stuff in a storage unit. It's just sitting there, and I've been planning on this for years and years. Eventually, when I get the time, because it's gonna be a lot of work, but I already started on it. It's a little bit early in the process, and I don't know the exact. I don't want to tell you yet the exact charity organization that's going to be, but it's going to be an auction for the charity, and it's basically just 100% proceeds to charity. All the old stuff I have, I'm just going to auction it all off. So that's what I want to do. Yeah. And, yeah. Thank you. I think it's appropriate because it's also been it's going to be close to 10 years since the first nerd episodes that were, well, not since the first nerd episodes, but since the first ones that were posted on YouTube. Because, the nerd made its, splash on YouTube. I think the exact upload date of the Karate Kid episode, episode 3, it was April 6th. 2006. So I think that's pretty monumental that this year is kind of a big 10-year anniversary. The same year is actually the first year where, the name Angry Video Game Nerd eventually came about. First year we had the theme song, just a lot of big things. First video on Screw Attack. Screw Attack just had their 10-year anniversary. I just think it's kind of a big year. It's appropriate to have AVGN the auction, So I'm going to dig up a lot of my old shit and try to give it to a good cause, Yeah.
I wanted to say, if anybody remembers the Donut Disaster Board James episode, at the end of that episode, I throw hot coffee in my face and scream I remember either you or Mike said, hey, you should hold on to that shirt and we could, auction it at a charity auction or something like that. I'm like, oh, all right. And so I put it in a bag, and then I looked at it like 3 weeks later, and there was like mold and stuff over it. So
That can happen too. So,
yeah. So I really wish I could auction that, but it would probably wind up in a pending lawsuit of some sort.
Yeah. There'll always be time later. Maybe some other time we'll do even more stuff. But I put together a list right now. Currently, I have a list of 65 items. Some scripts, props, costumes, and then some like big fucking shit that I don't even know how to get rid of yet, but we're gonna figure it out. Like, the spaceship in the movie that we sailed down Vasquez Rocks? I still have that thing. So, somebody will probably be able to put it to some use, so, Plenty of boxes? Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, some things are just enormous, but, yeah. But, yeah, I got a lot of boxes, though. Yeah. All the way down here. Oh, sorry? Oh, if I were to do something other than what I'm doing, what would it be?
A Chippendale dancer?
Like you're talking like alternate timeline type of stuff. Like what would I really be doing if it was like not film? If it was not film, the only thing I can think of is because I'm such a visual person. I'd probably do maybe more of the audio side. I'd probably be more like doing music like what you do. So do more like doing audio stuff. Music would be great. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
If you look in the first episode of The Nerd, in the Simon's Quest episode, and you look on the door, the closet door,
Jekyll and Hyde one. Oh, this is some fun fact.
there's a flyer for James's band that he was in.
Oh, at the time,
yeah.
Draconis.
Draconis, yeah.
The shitty garage music. Actually, some of our lyrics actually sort of even transpired into The Nerd. Like we had a song called IOA, which stood for Inside Out Asshole, and a lot of the sort of some of the quotes I borrowed. I'm like, well, we're not using it in the band anymore. I might as well put some of these quotes in The Nerd. So some of those things I came up with, like that humor was always there before The Nerd. It just needed an outlet. I just needed some kind of outlet to harness all these weird phrases I had. Yeah. So hey, right here.
I see you're having you were quite physical with that bunny outfit.
Yeah.
You did the Bugs Bunny thing.
Yeah.
How physical did you get with that costume?
Oh, with the Bugs Bunny costume? When we were fighting, all that stuff? The Crazy Castle episode especially, we got incredibly physical. Like we're not like action stars, like we don't do this type of shit, but we just like went at it, and it was like, we exhausted ourselves. And at one point, Mike knocked me out, actually. Like, and he was like, I'm so sorry. He was so apologetic, and I'm like, dude, you're wearing a Bugs Bunny costume, and you actually like hit me and knocked me out. Because you got to roll with the punches. You got to go the way you're going. I rolled the wrong way on one of the punches, and bam, just like knocked me out for like a second. And then, but I was like holy shit, like that was crazy,
Glass Joe right here.
Yeah, yeah, it was nuts. So who haven't I got? Right here at the Axe. A game that I hate that everybody else seems to like. A game that I hate that everybody else seems to like. I don't know.
The Tony Hawk things?
I wouldn't say I hate Tony Hawk, but it's one of those games where it's not my type of game.
Right.
I'm not good at it, you know. But I know a lot of people are.
Mario Party, any of those games?
I like Mario Party.
No.
Actually, I have a question. I don't know how we're going to answer this, but what are some of the worst Mega Man games? I don't know.
Legends.
Soccer. X7 Soccer. Battle Network Transmissions? Yeah. The Tiger one. Okay. All right. I think that wins.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. So right here. When I was playing the Nerd, were there any like when I first came up with the characters, was there any inspirations from pre-existing characters? I'm trying to think of. I mean, it's true. Yeah, you draw from a lot of things. I'm trying to think of like an actual character that existed, like in film or anything. Not that I can think of offhand. I'll think of something later. I just can't think of it right now. Sorry. Right here in the aisle. Mhm. Oh, how did I get the Bible games? Yeah, for the first episode. I think most of them were on eBay. I remember the Super Noah's Ark 3D was the toughest one to get there. Oh, right here, I think, no, you've had your hand raised. I see. Oh, yeah, oh, okay, yeah. Go ahead. Oh, have ever thought of live streaming? Yeah, because Mike does it a lot and does it a lot with Ryan and Boots. I think you've done something.
Yeah,
right?
I've done
And
a couple.
I've done a few. They're usually very spontaneous, like we just last minute kind of thing. Mike's been doing most of those, but I want to do more, like when there's time. But we're still trying to catch up on the regular, Monday videos. And the Monday videos are like edited. We edit it down to the funny parts because I always want to keep the videos entertaining. And I feel like with the live things, I'm not really I don't consider myself a live performer. Like, there's lots of dead air where it's just not entertaining, I don't think. So I feel like I like to cut things down and make the video entertaining. So for me, it's a little tough. That's why I just prioritize doing the edited videos. But I do want to do more live stream type of videos too, because it's fun. People get to actually see it and interact with you while you're playing it. So that's always a cool thing. Yeah. You okay, all right.
I just want to thank you again for being a great inspiration because I graduated high school and I'm in college now studying film.
Mm-hmm.
I just want to know, what was film school like for you and what was it like getting out of film school and looking for a job?
What was film school like for me, and what was it like in a job afterwards? Actually, it's funny. I found one of our assignments. I actually, believe it or not, I found the tape recently of like the things rolling across the table.
Yeah, oh man, yeah.
We had
We
this
went to
assi-
film school together. Yeah, James and I, that's how we met. And
Yeah. Well, we
yeah,
had some
that's,
interesting assignments there. That was it was an art school. So we got a bachelor's degree in fine arts. Actually, no, we majored in what, Yingling Lager? And,
Yeah.
Majored
majored in Yingling Lager, minored in Mario Kart, I think.
yeah. But
I think I was going to say though, I think we were probably both in the wrong school because we were very much narrative, trying to become narrative filmmakers, and it was very much like an experimental. It was a lot of the professors were into experimental films, and it's funny to think of you and I in those classes, like just we couldn't give less of a shit about,
a lot of times, yeah. But really, in hindsight, I appreciated a lot of what
yeah.
I did. I don't know how you feel, but I felt very much.
No, I agree with you. Yeah, I'm not
Yeah.
totally ripping it apart.
Yeah,
but,
no, it's true. Because, first of all, the school, it was an art school, so it wasn't strictly film. We majored in film, but we did everything. We did sculpting, we did drawing, we did painting, we did art history. Every certain type of thing they made you do before you eventually start focusing on your film courses and everything. So it was a lot different than I think. Like you could go to a school that's strictly film probably, but and some schools are more technical than others. But this school that we went to was more about finding your craft, like finding your it was sort of like what I think the most important thing is just the experience you get from it. Like we didn't learn a lot of technical skills there, and most of that we taught ourselves. But we didn't learn how to use video editing software or anything. They actually made a splice film. We shot on film there. Yeah. So.
But how was it finding work after? Which is a very good question. The safety videos and
Oh yeah,
right. The wedding videos and stuff like that. You just you got to pay your dues.
Yeah.
It's
yeah.
It sucks, but you can. Rarely, I think, does anyone exit college or any kind, especially like an art school or something like that, and expect something like a job to fall in your lap. You really have to work hard, and you really, I hate to say it, but you have to have a little bit of luck, I think, fall your way if you want anything to happen early as far as getting a job. But, you know, would you agree with that?
Yeah,
or-
I mean, I had like all kinds of random jobs afterwards. I mean, I did we edited corporate videos and stuff, but it was really like the most valuable thing about college, really, in the long run, was just the experience and just having, your creativity stimulated while you're there. Because if on your own, it's sometimes hard to get motivated. It's great to be around other people and feed off of other artists and actually get to be immersed in that environment. That was the most valuable thing to me. As far as the actual diploma and finding a job afterwards, it's like a whole other story. You just gotta like keep at it until something happens. I know a lot of people go to LA, so that's like where all the work is if you're looking for a job. It's like I wish it was more spread out, but it isn't really spread out. It's like kind of like all there. But as far as making your own films, I say make them anywhere you can. Like making your own films is just do it, on your own turf. Do it wherever you can. Be resourceful with it.
Let's do one more. I think we have to wrap it up. I think. Right?
Yep.
We'll do one more. One more question.
I want you to pick it.
Oh, me?
Okay.
Geez, let's, how about over here, over to the right? This gentleman, yes, you, yes.
In the Nightmare on Elm Street episode? Okay. In the Nightmare on Elm Street, what about the Power Glove? Oh, sure, yeah. In Nightmare on Elm Street episode was the Power Glove, a reference to Freddy's Dead. Not specifically in the scene Freddy's Dead when he's like, I got the Power Glove, like like that line, like pretty much. But it was mostly like just I was already thinking ahead what was the next episode, how do I cleverly work it in so that the next episode's the Power Glove. It's like Freddy's got a glove, he's the Power Glove, just trying to like to be continued working in the next thing.
You want to do one last question that applies to all of us?
Yeah.
Anybody have one that we could all answer, so it'd be a nice ending?
Okay, right here? Yeah, purple shirt. Oh, what's this next step for Cinemasker? We just do like a wish list thing. Like, what would you like to see next, Ryan?
I love the location tours. I want
Nice.
to see more location tours.
Yeah.
I'd like to do more music.
I have, bunch of stuff. I like to get every series, go. You know how it is. I always get back to them and they go in kind of rotation. I like to get more, Nerd. It's bullshit. I kind of like go through the rotation again. But I also really, really want to do some more of those fake trailers. Fake movie trailers. Yeah. And as well as I think I'm do like a short film. Hopefully, I have some short film ideas and also feature film ideas. So I'd like to get started on another feature of some kind, like maybe a horror movie or something. Yeah.
Monkey Cheese visits Chuck E. Cheese. I think that's what I want to see next.
Let's make another movie.
Yeah. Yep. All right, cool. Thanks everybody for coming. You've been awesome.